Okay, this is recorded. Again, we are actually trying to go through a couple of examples untuk proposal defense. Okay, jadi for your own proposal defense, and again, I said whatever I've been sharing here, they are actually PhD or master level. Okay, so it's just good to have the benchmark, but we can bring down a little bit as long as you have all 3 chapters, what you plan to do, and as long as benda tu selari. Selari maksudnya your research question sama dengan research objective of course, and kalau ada hypothesis especially quantitative, and then at the end methodology. How you want to how you want to collect your data, how do you want to do sampling, how do you want to, bukan belum buat, tak perlu buat, hanya perancangan untuk buat macam mana. Tapi buat tu it has to be relevant. Macam mana nak buat research question, kalau research question ni tanya apakah benda-benda macam ni, mungkin you want to survey, okay, or if it's more detail and how to and stuff, that's how you want to maybe start using qualitative, okay. Don't worry, we'll talk about that a little bit. But if you read your article and reading list, they usually, that's why I asked you to do what's the method previous researchers are doing. Method apa mereka buat. Kalau quali, kenapa dia buat quali? Mesti dia ada dah some kind of suggestion or what kind of like questions yang sesuai untuk qualitative. Okay, so as you do your literature review, you get all those things dah semuanya. The article will be there. We'll provide those. Akan ada lah semua tu. Okay, and then what do you call analysis kit. If you plan to do analysis, but analysis, I said I think it depends on what you want to do. Kalau qualitative, the analysis of qualitative, and we are not going deeper on that qualitative part. You just have to know, okay, these are analysis of qualitative data, these are quantitative data. I know you have taken, some of you or most of you have taken quantitative. You know regression, you know t-test, you know ANOVA, at least. If it's not true, show thumbs up. No. If it's true, yeah, thumbs up or show emojis. If I don't see any emojis, means most of you don't never get exposed to those kind of analysis yet. Okay, but it's okay. Again, it's the planning. Okay, that one is after the planning. Okay. Okay, nobody is sending emoji, means you don't know all those regression ANOVA t-test. Okay, no problem. Because you don't have to do it. Oh, okay, Dinsha did. Okay. Okay, so it's good to know from Umsida. So, and Umsida, rakan-rakan Umsida yang lain? Mungkin Dinsha knows. Special case? Oh, sorry. You, Uhamka. Okay, just a second, huh? Okay. Unmute. I'm unmute. Okay. So again, here kita tengoklah kalau kat sini relationship between self-efficacy, number of sessions, mandated counselling, satisfaction and readiness to change among institutionalized adolescents in Malaysia. Very advanced lah. Tapi these are actually, she's a counsellor, certified counsellor. So I think related to you, bimbingan and counselling. Okay. Kita ada hubungan antara self-efficacy kendiri, beberapa sesi counselling ni. Okay, sesi yang diarahkan, diwajibkan. Sesi counselling yang diwajibkan, tapi dia nak tengok self-efficacy dan satisfaction. Satisfaction pun kepuasan terhadap counselling tersebut dan keinginan untuk berubah. Okay. Institutionalized adolescents, okay, maksudnya remaja lah. So kat sini kita tahulah kata, okay, ada variables dia, self-efficacy, number of sessions, berapa bilangan counselling kan, yang dia nak, number of sessions of the counselling, satisfaction towards that counselling, yang kepuasan dia lah. Okay, kemudian kesediaan dia untuk berubah. Okay, and the target, the sample usually is the population. When we look at this, okay, dia nak target adolescents, okay, remaja. So in Malaysia, so just focus means maybe, I don't know, I forgot already, she showed me long time ago, maybe, you know, she's going to take by zone, okay, or maybe she's going to take only KL, and the KL is representative of, of Malaysian, we'll see, okay, chapter 1. So she's doing, okay, research background. This is what she's trying. Okay, unit of analysis. This one is who you want to study lah, basically. Who's gonna be in your analysis. So yeah, actually the adolescents, okay, and institutionalized. Okay, what does it mean by institutionalized? Yang some people will define operationally. Okay, and I've read your operational definition. Most of you are giving everything. Macam anda mendefinisikan kesemuanya. Kesemua yang penting macam COVID-19 pun anda definisikan. I think bahasa operational definition tu actually what you have to do is actually you tell me the important variables. The important variables yang macam kalau yang kita nak self-efficacy macam mana nak ukur dan sebagainya. Itu operational definition, bukan definisi conceptual daripada nama apa, dictionary ke, daripada blog ke, daripada Wikipedia, no. It's about how you actually want to assess that, mengukur. Kalau kita nak mengukur pencapaian matematik, we'll go definisi operationalnya mungkin assessment, end of year assessment ataupun peperiksaan akhir. Kita ambil markah peperiksaan akhir tersebut, that's the operational definition of pencapaian. Okay, pencapaian matematik of course lah, pencapaian mereka dalam arithmetic itu semua, itu conceptual. Tapi bila it becomes operational, how you want to go and check that pencapaian. So ukurlah, quantify, how you want to quantify it. You want to operationalize it, so you go to score markah matematik akhir tahun. Sebab akhir tahun menggambarkan keseluruhan satu untuk sepanjang tahun, the whole year. Okay, so we have end of year test peperiksaan. Okay, self-efficacy, mungkin score survey, survey untuk jawab instrumen lah, instrumen self-efficacy. Ataupun macam mana nak tahu dia anxious or stress, maybe take a score on DAS, right? Depression, anxiety and stress punya instrument. So those kind of things, the score, markah tersebut yang you quantify, that's operational definition. Okay, no problem, because that's why we have the final submission of the final chapter tu yang kita boleh masih lagi improve. Because like I said, hantar 1 dengan 2 tu so that we are actually on track. Okay, and you can keep asking questions. And I can see your progress. Tapi I notice majority bila ke operational definition, you are actually dah cakap pasal definisi from kamus or dictionary. Okay, you define them based on dictionary punya definition. Yeah. So, and you define everything, not the important or significant variables yang kita nak guna. So kat sini dia tunjuk lah, okay, self-efficacy we know. Number of session, readiness to change, satisfaction. So ada 4 variables. Okay, yang ni dia baru bagilah research background. Apa dia. So some people are doing like this, it's okay. Some people, I'll show you how different people are doing. This is one example. Okay, dia bagi tahu, okay, ni in a way dia dah buat operational definition sikit dah. Frequency of sessions, Tapi dia tak decide operationalize in terms of what session. Is there like a session dekat dekat UPM or sebagainya, mungkin tak, sebab ni this is just based on how Newburn and Chudry mention. Okay, kat sini just give couple of like background, so no problem. Ini problem statement. Remember we talk about problem statement, why is it important, apa isunya. Okay, so ada tak data, what statistics show is something like overwhelming. Kat sini dia kata adolescent in rehab institution. Oh, that's what she meant by institutionalized adolescent, yang dekat dalam pusat rehab. Okay, rehab center. Okay, so this is what she meant, and of course, so dia tunjuklah kat sini ni statistics from when? From JK, Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat. This is the data from that Department of Kebajikan Masyarakat, Welfare kan, Department of Welfare, 2013. Okay, so okay, ini 2013 lagi dia tunjuk kata drug addict in rehab. Okay, so specifically adolescents yang involved with drugs. Okay, so basically the masuk kita panggil apa? AADK kan, dekat Malaysia we have that kind of that institute, National Anti-Drug Agency Malaysia. Okay, so AADK lah basis on the data because she's doing it 2013, she also did the same thing. So she wants to show, okay, 30.87 increase, 54 increase. Remember Patriot Act? Long time ago, we watched on YouTube the Patriot Act kan, Hassan Minhaj, he was actually telling statistics. 50% of kids in America is obese. No, obese. Okay, so give examples and issues. You know, this is very tiring, and some people have health problems and everything. So what she's doing is actually this one. Okay, so Fauzia, readiness increase, but not confident to control drug. Okay, so readiness ada tapi tak confident. So that's the issue. So she's highlighting something, you know, like significant. Okay, ini research objectives. Dia beritahu lah, okay, this is general objectives, specific objectives based on whatever you plan. Okay, describe demographics, nak tahulah apa dia, apa umur, jantina, siapa-siapa yang join the sessions kan. Level of self-efficacy, mandated counselling, okay, nak tengoklah level, maksudnya tahap lah. So tahap tu means macam mana, whether they answer strong. Usually you have to take the survey, right, to rate yourself, the self-efficacy. Okay, I am positive to be free from drugs. That's the self-efficacy lah. Contoh, okay, tinggi, okay, so level, okay. Satisfaction, readiness, so all this level, tanya tahap lah. So we got mean and standard deviation. Okay, determine the relationship. This is maybe dia nak tengok lah relationship, maybe she's doing relationship or correlation or regression, okay. All those kind yang statistics that can measure relationship. That, okay. Unique predictors. Okay, now we have predictors. When they talk about predictors, usually selalunya lah dalam research we know it's regression ataupun structural equation model. Structural equation model tu something very advanced like regression. Okay, more, I mean, it's like regression is bigger. Okay, ni mediation effect adalah ini all those analysis whatever she wants to do. Okay, like you might not have this mediation effect, no problem. Okay, and so no risks. Any hypothesis, okay, because she's her objectives and questions basically, nanti kalau kita akan translate ni into question, it becomes into a question lah, question mark punya type. So you have hypothesis, but hypothesis only for quantitative, yang inferential usually. Okay, no nothing to do with descriptive. If you are trying to report mean saja, okay, tahap tinggi rendah, no, there's no hypothesis untuk quanti. Tapi bila dah ada macam relationship ataupun yes, this is there are significant difference between group A dengan group B ataupun between female dengan male yang join drug dan join the session, ada difference in terms of level of satisfaction. Yes, ada dah tunjuk dah perbezaan dan sebagainya. Yes, they have, that's an inferential that we make inference based on our data or our findings. Okay, so yang tu baru ada hypothesis. And most of you, I noticed you're trying to do with the tahap. Kalau when you start using, okay, research relationship, then yes, you might have this. Or you try to compare groups, Jakarta, Malaysia, contoh, Indonesia, Malaysia. And then if you are really doing it, apa nak beza and do experimental and compare intervensi ataupun sesi counselling kepada pelajar Malaysia dan pelajar Indonesia, mungkin ada hypothesis. Hypothesis is again educated guess. You are guessing what's going to happen based on your findings. Okay, that's why you hypothesize. I make hypothesis might not be true. So it's educated guess based on previous research lah. Okay. Okay, this is alternative hypothesis and stuff. I'm not going to put through because you can see all this ini semua. Dia punya ni lah, how the variables are related. Okay. Research significance. Okay. Bagaimana? Okay, so usually when we talk about research significance, if you look at the rubric pun dia ada kan, tanya dari segi how significant is your research. So it gives you fill the gap. There's a gap because not enough studies. So fill the gap in knowledge lah. Practical, yes, it helps, you know, to provide importance and awareness. You tell the teens or the adolescents, yes, you have to change. You know why and everything. Yeah, this is all for the sake of our economy. If you stay in rehab first, it's bad for your family. It's bad for the nation. The nation has to spend money for you, and you're not working, and you're still young. Basically, those kind of practical, significant. It's important because in the long run we're gonna save, especially yang nak jadi menteri ke kan, those yang want to become ministry or leaders of the nation. Yeah, you have to know like what's going on, why you are conducting this research, and especially nak dapat funding besar-besar lah. But here she just mentioned, okay, you want to give this information. Okay, awareness, no problem. Policy, ni ada policy apa-apa berkaitan how to improve health wise ke ataupun psychosocial support ke and everything. So we want to change now Jabatan Kemajuan Masyarakat or the department will improve, change the policy and start doing more things, or give more training and stuff like that. Okay, this is just significance. Ni theoretical framework ni, like I said, this is really big lah because she's actually choosing from there you go. Theory of planned behavior and trans-theoretical model of change. Okay, ada 3 theory. So she integrates integrated theory. You can just choose one, like I said, and most of you are doing one. I read, and great theory that you found. Okay, I read something about theory cognitive. I thought theory cognitive is all about learning, about how you learn, how you achieve well in your academic. No, theory cognitive is about mental health. Okay, one of the groups are doing that. Okay, yang itu buat teori Bandura, all those things, those are great too. Okay, and it's related to your variable. Okay, yang ni dia nak tunjuk conceptual framework is actually how the real variable tadi yang mandated counseling satisfaction, self-efficacy, and how they are actually really can be seen. Remember when we talk about framework, it's all about map. Dia macam peta, you give the bigger picture of what's going on in your study. So this is actually your conceptual framework. Okay, and this is the real one. This one is actually what is actually that support that kind of relationship. Okay, so next terminology. Okay, this is definition of terminology. This is not okay. If you notice here, this is interesting because she's doing both conceptual, conceptual. Oh, okay, conceptual. Alamak. Okay, and also operational. So operational. What's the difference? Tengok self-efficacy. Anybody can tell me the difference between conceptual framework of self-efficacy and operational definition of self-efficacy? Sorry, conceptual definition, bukan conceptual framework, conceptual definition of self-efficacy versus operational definition of self-efficacy. Okay, I'm gonna tell. Okay, conceptual, because you've been so quiet. Okay, and you say, you cakap. Okay, Jia nak lari. Okay, conceptual definition of self-efficacy here, if you notice, is based on what Bandura said. And don't cry, Tifa, it's okay. Okay, it happens. Okay, but hopefully in your own studies, nanti yang final punya chapter tu, I hope you make an improvement lah when you combine everything, all your chapters. And you can see the distinction dah, okay? When you talk about operational definition, okay? Yang ni conceptual is basically self-efficacy is ability or conviction that one can be successful, based on Bandura, okay? You want to be a prime minister, you work towards that. So your self-efficacy towards becoming a prime minister. So you join MPP, basically, or you become leaders, you join a lot of community service work, all those kind of work. Okay, those are self-efficacy. Okay. That's according to Bandura. But in your study, how you want to measure self-efficacy, the definition is of self-efficacy is how it's going to be measured is actually the total score in the survey. Scale ni survey lah. General self-efficacy survey scale. Ini adalah maksudnya dalam ada study pasal general, ada instrumen dah tentang general self-efficacy. Okay, and general self-efficacy tu ada 10 item. And then measuring belief in changing negative behaviors. So this is how you measure it. So the score of this, of GSE, if it's high, you have self-efficacy, high self-efficacy. If it's low, kalau markah dia semua rendah, kalau you are rating scale kan, setuju, sangat tidak setuju, setuju, sangat setuju. Kan? And then mungkin you are counting it 1, 2, 3, 4. Sangat tidak setuju, you give markah 1. Siapa, if your participants rate 1, sangat tidak setuju. Sangat setuju, you rate 4 because it's 4, right? So you give low, so you give 4. If somebody score 40 out of 40, of course self-efficacy dia tinggi. If somebody score like 10 out of 40, logik lah. Sebabnya kan minimum should be 10 lah if the sangat tidak setuju tu 1 kali 10, 10, so that's the minimum one. Or is of course there's no 0 maybe, so 1, 10, so very low. Semuanya tak setuju, saya tidak ingin berubah, saya ingin berubah, tidak setuju, saya ingin berhenti mengisap dadah, tidak setuju, sangat tidak setuju, semua benda tak setuju. So that's how you actually operationalize it. The total score, dia tambah all the 10 item dapat berapa, so you can define lah. Okay, ini skor dia 10, memang self-efficacy. She doesn't want or he doesn't want to, he doesn't believe that he can change his negative behaviors. Yang ini adalah total score. Yang ini macam mandated counselling satisfaction. Okay, how one appraises, macam mana puji ataupun berpuas hati dan sebagainya. Itu according to this. I don't know how you pronounce her name, Chow or Cow or Metcalf, Lack and Peterson. Ni, tapi yang ni dia cakap dia guna ada scale pula, ada satu lagi survey pula. Survey ni ada 16 item. Tanya pula dalam 16 item tu ada subscale, ada pecah-pecah pula. Okay, so those kind of things. Okay, the same thing lah yang bawah pun. Okay, that's it. And dia punya chapter 1 tu je. Okay, so you put everything in there, the slides. Okay, chapter 2, literature review. Yang ini, okay, see how they are doing. Ada banyak cara. You can do table, you can just put word cloud, you can put infographic. Tapi yang penting ada citation. Let me see all the citations. Sebab literature review shows that how many empirical studies that you've read. White, white lagi tak. Blue, blue lagi. Okay, never mind. Okay, there you go. So, see, all this kan, all those citations lah. Okay. Research on what? Research on this. Research that is related. Research on study variables that is not in Malaysia. Okay. Research on Malaysian context is limited. Sebabnya banyak pasal self-efficacy dan semuanya dekat luar negara. Okay, maybe you can say not in Malaysia or Indonesia if you are doing both lah. Okay, if you are doing Indonesia, you just say okay, research is out of Indonesia. Everything is conducted in other countries, but not Indonesia, for example. Okay, so how you can, this is how one way to do it. Okay, yang ni dia bagilah. Okay, all this, this is synthesis. Ramai yang PM tapi tanya pasal how you want to synthesize. So synthesis is actually several ideas. Summary dia apa? So basically dia kata, okay, banyak study dekat Malaysia yang cakap pasal out of Malaysia, means international studies on self-efficacy. Okay, this study 2013, Hollander and the gang, because Ital kan. Hong Itel. Okay, and the gang lah, Hong and the gang. So 2009. Okay, so two studies that she found. So that's a synthesis. Actually, more ideas. When you synthesize, you are actually summarizing the ideas, the bigger picture from different resources. Daripada beberapa sumber rujukan yang berbeza. Okay. So ini readiness to change again, high self-efficacy. Ini again, satisfaction, influence, behavior, intention. Okay, ini dia nak tunjuk kata, okay, ada studies yang bagi tahu kata kepuasan tu akan mempengaruhi niat sesuatu tingkah laku lah, behavior intention, maksudnya dia nak buat tapi kalau dia buat hati dia tak buat, kalau dia mungkin lah, kalau contoh itu ialah contoh, so dia bagilah beberapa studies. This is a typo ni, it's supposed to, it doesn't have to, it's not this one, it's formal kan. Element, range variant and dadu. So ada 3 studies support that. So bukan cakap, we're not trying to copy paste everything Element said, this range variant said, dadu said, but you are knowing, okay, Element said the same thing, range variant said the same thing, and dadu said the same thing. Okay, so that's how you do critical synthesis. Okay, and get okay, what we said, we found limited were found to research satisfaction and behavior intention in helping service. You get this influence, but you did not get the intent, the behavioral intention. Sorry, they get the helping service. Okay, they just know in general, but this one is helping service, especially yang ni nak focus lah on mandated, because this is more just like, okay, counseling yang is more like voluntary, but this one is wajib. So she wants to show that the mandated counseling services, all of this, because some research is all about being systematic. Kita kata kenapa kita highlight mandated, sebab benda tu wajib. Ada yang counseling yang tak wajib, dia pergi reach out and everything, right? So this one yang memang wajib, mandated. Okay, mediator and stuff. Okay, habis, that's it. She can put everything, the whole idea of master, into slides. Of course lah, bila dia buat report, she has to elaborate everything, what Element said and stuff. Okay, but when she's actually putting them together on a slide, tu aja. Don't worry, I'll give these slides, but I want to talk through the slides. Okay. Okay, methodology, what she's doing lah. Okay. Okay, see. This is yang kata very master level. Okay. HPM, okay, all this, okay. Who's the population? When you want to have a study, you know, okay, the population, of course, adolescent, okay. Kan dia kata Malaysia, so Malaysia, we have states, several states. So she said, okay, we based on cluster sampling. Cluster sampling ada north, utara, kan, we cluster Malaysia into zone. Okay, the north zone, kawasan utara, kawasan apa, East Coast, Pahang Terengganu, kita panggil apa, timur laut, East Coast, sorry, kawasan timur lah, pantai timur, okay, timur laut lah, okay, pantai timur, okay, central region, of course dia ambil KL lah, okay, UPM being in KL. Southern region, dia ambil Melaka tu is down there lah, okay. Sabah Sarawak, the east, memang the Borneo, okay. So yang ni dia kata Perak dia ambil male, if I understand it well, okay. Dekat Perak dia fokus on M. Dekat Pahang Terengganu dia fokus on male and female. Male, female Melaka, Sarawak, M and female. I'm not sure, usually when you have this, you explain why, you know, Perak only male. Mungkin dekat Perak hanya kaum lelaki saja yang masuk, remaja lelaki sahaja yang masuk kat pusat rehab. Maybe. Dekat Melaka hanya remaja perempuan. Could be. Okay. So kat sini dia bagi tahu lah. Dia buat quantitative, correlational lah sebab she wants to see the hubungan tadi. Okay. Cross-sectional ni maksudnya dia sample collected from population at single point of time. So they take lah, ambil here and there. So this is, and who said that? Kalau boleh lah, ada. And usually we bila kita cite pasal research design, we cite textbook. Creswell, all the free textbook that you got, remember in the first class. Yang tu lah ya, usually you choose lah, you see who said cross-sectional point of time. Textbook mana yang cakap, so you cite them. Okay. Research location and population. Kat sini dia kata 5 regions. Population. Okay. Sampling dia kata purposive, bukan cluster. Dia memang dipilih semuanya representative, tapi dia pilih purposive. Sebabnya it's not like random sampling. Dia tak pergi ambil apa randomly, because rehab center is all about, kita tahu lah mungkin satu negeri, in one state we have one maybe rehab center or maybe 2. So she purposely choose this sampling punya rehab center. so that she can choose all this remaja lah. Okay, so how she identified counselor, and then how she decide the adolescent has to be between 12 and 19 sebab dia kata adolescent, right? Not children or adult or something, you know. Adolescent is being defined as 19 to 29, 12 to 19 according to her studies. Institutionalized for social behavior misconduct, not necessarily drug. Sometimes susah nak cari sampai berapa orang sebab plan ni berapa. Dia kena cari 300 orang. 306. If you look at my slide, ada Kerajaan Morgan punya table lah, very popular. Lagi kita tengok population, kalau kita tahu kata remaja Malaysia yang terlibat dengan dadah ada 1,400. So based on Kerajaan Morgan, and you know, I'll choose this one. Dia adalah sampling error and stuff. Okay, itu cadangan. Kadang-kadang tak dapat pun 306 orang ni. Okay, at the end they estimated, okay, plus minus and stuff, nak reduce sampling error and stuff, we reduce it to 322. So kat sini dia pilih lah counselor, and then dia cakap kata institutionalized for behavior, attended minimum 2 sessions. Maksudnya remaja yang nak jawab survey dia semua tu, all those kind of instrument tu, they have to attend two sessions yang wajib lah. Baru dia boleh jawab survey. Those are actually the sampling criteria. This is very systematic, and I think it's a good example for you to follow. But it depends on your research question juga. Ada yang buat qualitative interviews semua, mungkin this one might be slightly different. Okay. Demographic dia bagi tahu lah, yang ni instrument dia. Ini dia dah buat instrument. Dia suggest lah instrument and everything, berapa studies semua, and she already did conducted pilot. Again, this is viva, not proposal defense. Proposal defense usually dia tak ada pun lagi pilot. But sometimes ada juga yang dah buat pilot baru dia buat proposal defense. Means she tried, or the person or the researcher will try to collect data first. Macam nak try and just, you know, you want to test your instrument lah, see how whether it's good or not, and then finalize your instrument. It happens, especially the instrument is actually you redevelop, or it's not adapted, you make your own instrument. That's when you have to pilot. Even though with existing instruments, sometimes the instruments being used dekat luar negara, is being used abroad. It's not used, you know, in the context of Malaysia contoh. So you have to kita kata test lah. Test your instrument first. So you do pilot study. Pilot study usually 30 people instead of 300 tadi. But it has to be representative. Okay. Of the, maybe you choose one rehab center pula yang kat Kedah ke, because somewhere yang you tak ambil lah. Kalau you ada Perak, Pahang, you cannot take anything this, because these are your sampling. Because for your pilot means you are actually testing your instrument. It has to be not for your own sample. You have to have another pilot sample. Okay, maybe from Kedah. Okay. Okay. Yang ni dia guna ni lah, university, all this instrument. Dia cakap pasal instrument lah. If you can summarize this like this, it's great. If you don't have, if you want to show items pun, it's okay. Okay. Again, not too long because it's good to summarize. People know, okay, you know what you're doing when you define, because we have 6 groups nanti nak present. Okay, 6 groups. Kalau kita start kata pukul 9 lah. Okay, 9, 10, 2 jam. We have 2 hours, and maybe in 1 hour, maybe 3 groups have to present. So 3 groups, maximum 20 minutes. So you have 20 minutes like to wrap up everything. That's why you have to know the whole flow, because you just want to convince people, you know, what you're gonna do. And you know, it's actually the process is there. You know, from the title all the way to your plan to analyze. Sini dia plan lah, dia provide. Here in chapter 3 is a bit, it details lah all the kind of analysis. Boleh, kalau you don't have it, it's okay. Okay, but usually you know how to do it. I'll do descriptive statistics. Sebab descriptive statistics is the basic one. Okay, I'm going to tell you mean, the standard deviation. That's it. Okay, EDA, EFA ni mungkin is more advanced. Inferential statistics, this is the one that you said when you have to have hypothesis, you hypothesize what the inferential statistics. So she's doing correlation and regression and also mediation analysis. Okay, this is chapter 4. Why not? Ni dia dah dapat dah data. Okay, chapter 4, findings and discussion. Very clear what she's doing. Okay. Age dia berapa ramai? She should. Nanti I think. Oh, this is age, sorry. Less than 15 to 17 years old. More than 18 to 19 lah, basically, I think. So berapa-berapa, so she say majority in between 15 to 17. So you see all this ethnicity semua ada. Oh, ada Indian juga sikit and other Chinese sikit. Yang banyaknya orang siapa dekat Rehat? Melayu. Okay. Number of sessions. More than sessions, more less than 3. Ada, so 50-50 lah. Almost 50%, almost half of them attended 3 sessions. Semua dia detail lah. Ni descriptive lah cerita. Okay, bagi tahu berapa ramai and everything. So this is the diagram. Remember the diagram that people use? And this one self-efficacy. Okay, this one descriptive lagi. This is mean lah pula. Tadi dia cuma tunjuk dalam bentuk frekuensi kan. Berapa ramai, berapa percentage. And this one more in terms of, okay, purata. And the CCMPY. So you'll see all this. Ni mandated counseling satisfaction pula. Ada pula alliance system, counseling efficacy, therapeutic change, okay. There are a couple of, because remember kan dia kata dekat dunia skill tadi, counseling satisfaction tadi ada beberapa sub-skill pula. So this is the sub-skill. Counseling, relationship I guess. Okay. Ni ada 2 lagi ni, maybe the overall satisfaction. So mostly female are, high. Blue is low. This is high. Did I read? Betul? Okay, so it's high lah, considered the satisfaction in general. On average, sebab dia kata mean kan. Ini correlation, the inferential statistics. They put all this, how things are related lah. How, macam age tak ada, dia kata, okay. Gender and age is correlated. It's related to satisfaction. If you are female and you are, 18 years old and above, you are more satisfied. Contoh. Okay? This kind of things. Yang dia highlight ni readiness to change. Sebab we want to make sure yang ramai, how many of them will be ready to change? How many of them have high self-efficacy? And then this is whatever they say lah. Okay. Here, dia kata okay kan sebab awal-awal dia kata there's a significant relationship. So dia kata dia ambil yang fail to reject sebabnya tak ada relationship sebab antara silap. Is no significant relationship of age and gender with readiness to change. Silap kat sini Yeah, okay. So this one, yes, because it's not significant. Kan point 1 je, so low when it comes to readiness to change. Okay, but here this is betul lah, non-significant relationship. That's not significant, nothing related to age and gender. Kan ni pun gender, ni age 1, age 2, gender. Okay, strong relationship, self-efficacy and readiness. So when self-efficacy to change, self-efficacy is number 4 and number 6. So this one number 6, so it's correlated to this one, number 4. So 0.76, okay, is higher, it's higher if more than 0.5 kan, and it's significant. So dia kata, okay, we accept the alternative hypothesis. Ada yang fail to reject satu lah. So age and gender nothing to do with readiness lah. It's all about your self-efficacy, the number or your satisfaction towards your counselor, towards the counseling session. Of course, eventually it's going to be counselor. So siapa nak jadi counselor tu kena maksudnya the session tu is very important. Okay. All this now you see ni last kali, yay, finalize. How you do this. This is when you conclude whatever you have done. Okay, the discussion sikit, what's going on, kenapa tak significant ke tadi semua, what you want to say, apa limitation, sebab bila chapter 3 kita, bila proposal defense, that's where you want to give your limitation. So sometimes awang saleh, based on what I said, is chapter 1, tak salah, limitation kan. Tapi bila dah siap semua study, chapter 5, you would bring those limitations back sebab it might not be the same. Dah berubah dah, limitations pun makin banyak. When you start collecting the data and stuff, you have to, a lot of things to see. And then recommendations. Okay. All this lah, dia bagi summary. Summary, objective 2, 3 apa yang jadi. This is a good one. Okay, ini the implication is important. How is it important? Why you want to do it? Remember, when we decide why you choose the topic, so what? Who cares? This is it. Okay, how is it related to your theory? Sebab tadi the theory tu macam mana? Okay, practical implication. Okay, so it provide this, to practitioner, to counselor, to help, to improve the counseling sessions, because the satisfaction will improve the self-efficacy, they make sure that, they are willing to change. They're willing to stop taking drugs. Okay, practical implication, limitation, recommendation. This is just research. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, so that's the master. Master by research means totally research, no classes taken. Okay, and of course she's working with a lecturer pun dalam ni. So that's why it's like she can go all this sebab she's a GRA. Okay, she boleh lah pergi all this 5. Kadang-kadang PhD mungkin buat satu negeri je. Okay, satu negeri pun cukup dah. Okay, or satu daerah, go detail. But she's working under the grant. The supervisor has money, so I think she's working with that, and she's using some of the data for her master. This is again lain sikit. Yang ni, do you want to take a break? Show me emoji if you want to take a break. 10-minute break. Okay. So far so good. Okay. Show me emoji if we can continue. Semua tak ada dah. Okay, May ada. See. Okay. Okay, I have emoji. Okay. Zahra, okay. Okay, yeah, let's continue. Just checking. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna drink water. Okay, this is another one. Ini proposal lah sebab dia belum ada. Dia belum buat pun, dia belum collect data pun, because I know this is also under a research grant. Okay, so yeah, we are working together with her. Okay, so tajuk dia exploring. Nampak tak beza antara tajuk quanti dengan quali? This is quali qualitative punya proposal. Exploring, dia nak explore kan, the technology enhanced alternative assessment practices for primary school English language learning. Yang ni dia nak explore technology enhanced. Okay, tajuk dia punya keyword dia is actually, okay, I cannot conteng-conteng ke? Why? Edit. View. Tools. View tool page. Show navigation panes. Tool panes. Ini. I have no idea. Ini ada. Sharing thing that I don't. Tak apalah. Mind. So I cannot, nampaknya tak boleh nak conteng-conteng tadi punya ni. Okay. So this one, alternative assessment practices. Amalan pentaksiran alternative. Those who have taken an assessment with me, we talk about alternative assessment all the time. Okay. For siapa? Primary school English language learners or learning. Dia buat macam keseluruhan lah. Learning means it could be teachers, it could be students, mostly students, and it could be teachers and students. About teachers will affect the learning. Okay, so the whole idea is actually to improve the learning, but by looking at teachers and students. When we talk about this, we can see dah, nampak dah. Okay, the tajuk. Okay. Outline. Okay, introduction, literature review, methodology. Ini bagi tahu lah, okay, what we're gonna do today. So that's it. Sampai methodology je. We don't have chapter 4 and chapter 5, okay? And conclusion. Kat sini tak letak pun kata limitations, tak ada. Okay, no problem, tak ada limitation. So again, she's just putting this. Introduction, dia bagi tahu, okay, what's going on. Remember the introduction earlier, she just focused about variables. Okay, tak ada pun cerita pasal apa, boleh cerita pasal policy, what's going on. It's good to tell a story. Okay, but some people are actually more structured thinking, especially quantitative. Dia nak macam, okay, variable saya ini, jadi saya based on ini. Some people say, okay, we start with dunia kini dilanda COVID dan semua. Okay, some you can do that. Okay, but within the time given lah. Okay, because you have 20 minutes, which one you want to focus. You sell the point, hit the punchline, and make sure everything's aligned. Okay, alignment. Okay, so he was saying, okay, this study is about, you want to actually check the alternative assessment punya environment in English class for primary schools, means, you know, kids lah, in Besut, Terengganu. Straight, yes. I'm going to go in Terengganu. Okay. This study is aim apa-apa best practices. I want to see how kids learn best using technology. Do assessment or whatever pentaksiran lah, latihan ke whatever, all kind of assessment using technology enhanced tools or activity. Okay, so dia cakap kata ni cakap pasal 21st century learning lah. Exploring deep into appropriate ways of assessing the lower primary students by using alternative. Dia nak tengok lagi, explore, sebab she doesn't know what's going on. She just want to go and explore. Yang tadi tu, she has some kind of background knowledge lah, because previous studies have done that. And here also previous studies have done that, cuma they still lagi nak explore in the context of she's really want to know more. Okay. To support the recent policy introduced by Education Malaysia, sebabnya because in Malaysia, our kids from age about 7 to 12, they don't have standardized assessment, the national one. Dulu adalah, previously we have national standardized, we call it UPSR, ujian pencapaian sekolah rendah. But now they abolished it, maksudnya mansuh habis, kemudian they are trying to do PBS, or we call it school-based assessment. I think school-based assessment is not only Malaysia, Hong Kong also did. I'm not sure about Indonesia, whether you do school-based assessment. New Zealand also does. Taiwan also does. Singapore also does school-based assessment. So this is actually, she wants to say, okay, school-based assessment. Within school-based assessment, there's a classroom assessment. Within classroom assessment, when teachers are actually managing the assessment, you are doing, kita ada pentaksiran alternatif lah. Pentaksiran alternatif tu macam bagi student buat portfolio, you do scrapbook, you are actually role play, action, drama, having a drama in the class, okay? Ataupun choir, sing along, show me, show and tell. Those are actually assessment. So, but she has to say this, okay? And she's actually telling what's going on and everything, no exam policy. Oh, I can. Now I know. Okay, I can highlight. Okay, this study will employ a qualitative study. Okay, exploring. It's about exploring. Naturalistic approach means is going straight to the place where it's happening. So she's going to the school. Okay, yang tadi tu dia pergi ke rehab center. Of course not naturalistic, but she's actually doing all this kind of testing je lah, macam asking students to answer questions. Okay. First, they talk about teacher's role. This is all background. Okay, so most important thing they kata teacher's role, especially in using technology enhanced activities and alternative assessment. Okay, but we want to see practices, so I think this is teacher's role, the most important thing. Okay, the concerns on the no exam policy. Okay, what's going on with no exam policy? Okay, when you don't have exam, it's hard to, how you want to measure your kids basically. That's what they're saying. So we need to make sure, because you are actually assessing language learners, because it's English subjects, not history, not mathematics. It's language learners. So a lot of studies saying that, it's different from those adults who want to learn language. Okay, especially second language. It's not first language. Bukan bahasa Malaysia, pelajar kanak-kanak nak belajar bahasa Indonesia di Indonesia ataupun pelajar bahasa Malaysia di Malaysia, belajar second language, which is English lah in Malaysia. Okay, I think in Indonesia is considered foreign language according to Kacu. Okay, they have circle, inner circle, outer circle, and extended circle. So Indonesia is in the extended circle, if I remember that theory, that model well. Okay, so basically maybe here you are, kalau Indonesia, maybe you use foreign language because in English as a foreign language. Okay, I mean it's considered as a foreign language. I'm not sure now, maybe they change, right? Is it considered first language ke ataupun foreign language lagi? Bahasa asing ke ataupun bahasa kedua? Bahasa Inggeris di Indonesia. Anyone from Indonesia? Adakah bahasa Inggeris tu bahasa kedua ataupun bahasa asing?
Bahasa asing, Dokter.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dinsha. Okay, so confirm. Okay. Concerns from the parents. Parents lah tak tahu kata macam, how do we know kalau we don't have exam, how do we know our kids dapat nombor berapa? Dapat nombor 1 ke di dalam kelas, dapat nombor akhir ke? So how do we want to brag to our relatives? No, I'm just kidding. That part is just for me, okay? So basically parents are concerned, okay? Especially in the development implementation, okay? And of course, when we want to assess teacher, usually we use berapa ramai dapat A, teacher ni bagus. It's happening. It happens most of the time. Okay. And then again, assessment for the lower primary students has not been conducted adequately. This is showing the gap lah. Apa jurang is not enough. Okay, tak cukup. Not enough. Okay. It's not being conducted adequately. It's not enough. Study is not enough. There's a gap. Okay. Less support, teaching and learning is conducted. Okay, only Azizi yang cakap, Azizi dengan Osman yang cakap lah dua ni. Teachers find it confusing. Which rules of assessment? They confuse lah. Macam mana nak assess? Okay, banyak sangat all those, the SKP and stuff, it happen. Okay. Teachers are hesitant and less confident in conducting. Ni satulah, teachers punya confidence, punya willingness, whether they are willing to do alternative assessment rather than giving tests to students and stuff. Siapa lagi cakap? Osman lagi, Bello lagi, okay? No prominent guides and stuff. Okay? Teachers are adapting. Since 2011, still adapting. Means there's something wrong. Sekarang dah 2021, okay? And then again, apa lagi isunya? Technology enhanced teaching. Lower primary school students is not practical. Sebab apa? When we use technology, it's hard. Our schools don't even have LCD. Don't even have, internet. Internet connection is poor. Okay, so those kind of things in terms of infrastructure. So my objective, okay, I want to explore best practices, what's going on or what they do best so far, given whatever they have. Okay, so but why we choose Terengganu long back, because Terengganu so far in Malaysia, I think that it has tablet for free. I'm not sure now whether we have. I remember I went to sekolah in Langkawi, in Kedah. They already have those kind of tablet, but some people don't want to bring. Okay, but confirm Terengganu, the infrastructure is more, the technology, the more money, I think. So we found justification for that. So we want to check challenges. Although it's a good word. Explore the challenges in implementing in technology enhanced teaching. So what's going on? What are the problems and stuff? So we want to see good practice. We want to see problems. Okay. So basically, again, this is how you translate two objectives into two questions. What? Okay. She doesn't even know how. She doesn't even ask how. Okay. Or maybe how are, So usually we start with what. Sometimes what can be asked in quantitative. What are the best predictors? Macam tadi, what variable, is related with satisfaction and self-efficacy and stuff. Yani, what are best practices? But you have to go deep, dig deeper. Okay, so you have to look. So dia adalah motivation, of course, with this TPAC. You know, you use TPAC. I think most of you know. TPAC is a model. It's a technological pedagogical content knowledge model from Mishra and Core, I think. Okay, very useful for teachers because teacher has to know English language content. They have to know the content, pedagogical, how to teach. They know the content. They know how to teach the content. They know how to use technology to teach the content. So that's TPAC. So this is the challenges and stuff that teachers have and everything, and assessing kids basically. So she's choose year 2. Okay. Theoretical conceptual framework. This is okay. This is PhD. Okay, if you notice here, we have 3. She used TPAC, Mishra and Kohler. Yeah, I got it right. Alhamdulillah. And then she used cables, complex adaptive blended learning system. Okay, by Wang and Intel. The complex, okay, so you said you have to focus on teacher, the content, the institution, the learner, the support, the technology. About similar, right? This one, TBLT, we use this technology mediated task-based language teaching. This is specific for language. Okay, the synergies between all this, you want to focus on the task. What type of activities or task you have the students do. Okay, you need to know the task characteristics, whether it's doable or not using technology first in the first place, and the technology characteristics. Okay. Kemudian yang ni integrated. This is PhD betul-betul. Based on these 3, she integrates all this, try to make work, to make sense lah. So what importance is the learners. The teachers, she said TPAC should be here. Of course, the teachers, because this one focus on teacher. The content, TBLT goes here too. Task-based language teaching characteristic. Okay, this is the integrated framework. So everything should be actually be married, kahwin. 3 teori tersebut become integrated lah, bersepadu. Okay, ini definition of terms. This is not concept operational definition. Usually, qualitative doesn't have operational definition. It has only definition usually, but sometimes we can. We can define like how we want to actually the practice in the school. You do checklist, for example, list of activities that students do to make sure that they are actually doing mastery learning. Contoh, okay. So assessment is considered authentic and stuff. Okay, these are all assessment. Now is why alternative assessment. Now she doesn't do like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Now she just blend through. Campur semua sekali. So but we know lah. Okay, now she's talking about her literature review. Why alternative assessment? Okay. Some people move this into first kali, background sekali. And the cakap pasal policy, we talk about whatever is going on with the policy. So in Malaysia, we have Malaysia Education Blueprint. Okay. To support lagi definition of terms. Oh, okay. Actually, she has that. For me, I think this one, if I want her, if I can ask her to move, I'm hoping she should talk about this in the background. The motivation just now. Okay, all this we have to relate to policy is good. Okay, literature review. This is what she's doing. She's really copy and paste, but of course you have to tell the story. I know some of you might just, okay, I'm just going to copy from a report and bam. It's okay, but it's going to be hard and you're going to read. I don't want you to read when you are actually defending. I want you to do like Hassan Minhaj, the Patriot style. You put a lot of infographic or like this, okay, but you have to tell us in a simple way what's going on. If you read, means you don't know your research. Okay, that's an indicator. If you know, and if you read, you tend to be very focused on the text rather than on telling the meaning. Okay. So if you okay like this, the most important thing you can simplify it. Okay. Still, if sooner or later I'm gonna ask her to make it brief, you know. But see, couple of synthesis here she did. So what you want to do is actually you want to follow the naturalistic design. Okay, this one is purposive and snowballing sampling. Purposive, if you read the slides, actually again like Azah just now, the self-efficacy one, she focused on purposive means she will go to intended schools. She will go to intended rehab centers, certain specific rehab center in certain state in in Malaysia. Here she purposefully find yang daripada Terengganu lah, sekolah di Besut kan. Which one? Why she's choosing what? She said that she knows the teacher. The teacher is doing alternative assessment, and that's why she's choosing it. And of course, snowballing means actually is getting bigger and bigger as you go because you ask people. You ask from teacher from school A. Okay, how you do this and everything? Do you know anybody else who's doing this? Or teacher A kata, teacher B. Teacher B from school B. Okay, I'll go B. Then school B, she built the network. So snowball, if you roll the snow, I don't know, we have no snow, but we have artificial snow. If you roll the snow, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Or another way, we call it network sampling. Snowballing sampling is network sampling. Okay. So naturalistic design quality dia kata, inilah dia tengok in the specific setting and stuff. Okay. Will involve, tengoklah 45 lower primary English teachers is a lot of study, although it's qualitative. Okay, 10 English head panels, ketua jabatan English, 50 students. That's why she's focusing on learning, but she wants to focus on practices, amalan, but looking at both teachers and students, because how you want to make sure it's best practices when it's meaningful for students. So she's also considered students in 10 primary schools. Okay, and that's why you said, okay, selected primary school, that's why it's purposive sampling. Purposive sampling here, okay, because it's selected. And then the population, dekat Besut ada berapa sekolah? 54. So she's just choosing 10. This is a lot of big study, and this is PhD level. Not go and ask 45. It's a lot of work. Okay. Nak pergi transcribe interview lagi. Okay. Role of researcher, what is she doing lah? Because as a qualitative, you have to tell role of researcher a little bit and stuff. Okay, I will not try to. So dia kata an overt non-participant observation. So basically, she wants to make sure that when she enter the class, or especially now if it's online, she will join our class session. For example, there's another lecture coming in now, join our class. You will not change your behavior. You will still be like this. You will still not talking to me. You will still, or maybe suddenly another lecturer come, or the dean came to my class and suddenly you are actively talking to me. You have to talk to me or to show the interaction. Okay, or else, no, it's not. So it's not natural anymore. Okay, the researcher will remain uninvolved. Means, and if the third people will come to the class, our class, they will not think, hey, why you didn't speak? I start chatting up with you and sending you private message. No, you have to speak to her. You have to respond to her. You have to answer her question. You have to, always show emoji, always show that you are responsive. Okay. Yeah, that's actually, that person is actually trying to kacau lah, to become involved, but she's going to be remain uninvolved. And it's quite hard sometimes, especially kalau face-to-face. Face-to-face sometimes, okay, first time when you saw people come to class, stranger come to class, you behave, so that's actually has some kind of effect, researcher effect, okay? But when you start relaxing and stuff, you start becoming normal again, then you are actually in a natural setting. And the researcher doesn't even have an effect anymore. So it's then good. Sometimes you have to go 2-3 times just to make it happen. Okay. Misalnya we tend to portray some our better nature lah. It's not like the normal nature is not good, but it's good to be themselves, the students. Okay. And she's also conducting pilot studies. Okay. Why? She will choose three. Okay, but not from the 10. Okay. Ini di cadangan lah. Okay, whatever she's trying to say. And this is based on cadangan, one of the coach in the PPD Besut. We call it SISC plus. In Malaysia, when we have also coaching teacher, in the district education office. Okay, so she suggested, this officer suggested these 10 schools because maybe, you know, it's she knows best. That's why it's purposive. We don't randomly select saja. Okay. How she wants to do observation. This one, if you ask EPRD, if you go to EPRD, means we have a body who gonna approve your research, because if you go to school, you want to go to school, you have to apply that EPRD. You have to share whatever you want to do. You have to share your proposal basically to EPRD. You have to apply. And now I know one thing, online classroom observation is not approved. It will not be approved. If they see the proposal has observation, they won't approve. So you have to modify. So here, I think that's why it's purposive, because it is also in collaboration with the PPD besut. Okay, so that's why it's being approved. But if you just go one person, no support, no collaboration from the PPD, the EPRD won't allow you and won't approve your application to enter school to conduct observation, because a lot of bad things happen with the observation. Okay, there have been previous we call it findings and previous implications. So she's conducted semi-structured interview with the teachers and pupils, teachers, and also the head panels to see the perceptions. How do you like it? How do you know? What do you think about the session and stuff? Document analysis. Maybe they will look at teachers' plan, lesson plans, workbooks. So when you become a teacher, you have to become to know that, you know, your work can be a research artifact. Ada orang akan gunalah anda punya lesson plan semua tu. Anda boleh share lah untuk tujuan penambahbaikan. And some of you might even conduct your own action research. Okay, teachers reflection. Some teachers are doing reflection, right, in the lesson plan punya buku harian and everything. When you, after your class, you have a reflection. I think all teachers, not necessarily in Malaysia, in Indonesia too. Whatever you do after you have class, you finish your class, you write reflection a bit. How did it go and everything. So this one, the researcher plan to get the access. Plan ambil nak tengok refleksi mereka. This is the plan, nak pergi site visit, EPRD. So she's gonna go get the EPRD approval. If she's getting this, definitely they're gonna tap. So basically, maybe this one, she has to have another letter saying that, okay, this is in collaboration with PPD, and I'm not gonna bother the class and stuff. I'm not sure how we're gonna do with this, but this is the plan, the first plan. Okay, we have to get informed consent. This is the process of how you're gonna do. You have to make sure that teachers agree to participate. Students agree. You have to get the students' consent too. The parents, especially because they are year 2, a lot of work. When you have to get the parents' consent, yang tu yang lambat tu. It's gonna drag. A lot of things. Okay. Development observation protocols. This one is actually how you want to observe. You want to see, okay, berapa kali teacher tu kelip mata? Okay, 10 kali. How many times does the teacher blink? Okay, no. If not relative, no, you don't put in your checklist. Okay, so you have checklists, you have observation protocols. What you want to observe. Now, if teacher conduct, use any kind of technology, not limited to laptop. Maybe she use her own handphone, or she start using the tablet, or she asked students to draw on smartboard. Terengganu has smartboard. Okay, so that's actually the observation that you're gonna check. So you have your protocols. What you plan to observe. Sometimes things not gonna happen in your observation protocols, but you plan. This is a plan. So you conduct pilot study, you do the data collection, you revise the pilot study, the protocols based on pilot, and then you do data collection. Usually we do like this, ada arrow lah ke sini. Lepas pilot study, you revise this one, and then you go to data collection. And this is all the thing that you want to do. Okay, data processing. She wants to use NVivo. NVivo is a software to analyze the interview or whatever qualitative data you have. You can even analyze text, songs, images. NVivo we have now also Atlas TI, if you are confident, if you have heard of those trainings. And validate. You validate, you confirm. You send back to teachers. Did you say that? Or did you say this? Okay. Did you agree whatever I report? You have to check sometimes. Okay, so that's a validating findings. If you look at my slides on validation, there is some validating findings. Okay, this is the plan. Usually this is when you involve with a research grant lah. So you have all this plan, when you plan to do and stuff, when you're gonna go and pilot and you get consent letter. That's always the thing that's difficult. Strategies. I want to triangulate, make sure I confirm my one finding from interview. I confirm with the observation finding. I confirm with the document analysis finding and stuff. And the iterator sound familiar? Those who have taken assessment, iterator reliability. This is when you ask people to rate, your stuff. Yang ni dia nak buat evaluation instrument. So they're gonna ask somebody to rate the quality. Usually in our assessment in class, we ask 2 teachers rate 1 students. That's iterator. Okay, so basically ethical issues, because when you do qualitative, is both quantitative and qualitative they have ethical issues. Okay, but what are the things yang isu-isu yang tentang etikanya? You need to ask permission. Sometimes you might have bias. Because we as a human being, we have bias. Okay, alah teacher ni tak bagus lah sebenarnya. So when you observe, you already say, you don't want to. But so when she start doing something good, suddenly she do something, because you have the first bite, alamak, so boring. So you start not taking important attention. Then when she start doing something, you might miss. So it could be bias. Okay, especially in when you interview, you start asking questions and questions and questions that might lead the response of the teachers. Alah, takkan tak buat, rugilah tak buat, teruklah kalau cikgu ni tak buat, macam tu. So you are actually, you did not use Padlet in your class, you did not use PowerPoint. So those kind of things are very condescending and stuff. Yeah, it can be biased. Okay. Pseudonyms, of course, you cannot tell who's the teacher and who's the students. You have to use nama glamour or nama samaran. Okay? No, nama glamour, sorry. Nama samaran. Okay, my bad. Be ingenious means be truthful. You want to ask, you be sincere. You as a researcher, you have to be kind. Okay. Jangan guna nama glamour cikgu sebab people can detect. We don't want to have that kind of identity. We can detect who's who. Taklah cakap besut, sekolah pun dah tahu. So cikgu mana lagi? Cikgu bad, cikgu Joe. Some people might have already know the whole district, or maybe satu state pun dah kenal dia. Okay, so just use nama samaran. Okay, significance, why? Because we want to actually produce holistic. This is based on our falsafah pendidikan kebangsaan Malaysia. We want to produce a holistic student. That's why. So this is policy, support policy. So in Indonesia, what policy you have that your study can support? Okay, maybe SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. This is all, the whole world is using it. Okay, alternative assessment is not the best option. So you need to improve. Okay, who said that? Okay, pelan pembangunan pendidikan. Okay, even though the importance of technology in teaching English has been highlighted, but we need to make sure that the practice receive better support. Maybe now the besut PPD should give training and stuff. Okay, but here what she didn't do is actually, she's doing it. She's relating it to the theory sikit. Mastery level. She's back to her integrated theory. She's actually focusing on the students. Okay. I hope she's also focusing on the institution. So she's doing this. Conclusion, why at the end, akhir kata, please approve this proposal because it's good. We have to focus on the quality and stuff. If possible, what I want is actually need some references. Most of them, they did not provide references because report usually dah ada dah. Okay. Dah ada references. But for you, please provide important references if possible. Okay, but if not in proposal defense, at least you cite. Please cite. Yang tu lah. If you don't provide full references, okay, provide in the final chapter. You don't have to provide on your defense slides. Ini APA lah, how you want to make sure APA style and stuff, macam mana buat table and stuff. If you think, see, different schools in UUM, different graduate schools. We have Awang Haq Saleh, we have Ghazali Shafi'i, we have Osman Yub. So different schools have different convention. Yang ni dia nak buat fit measures, italic. Sini sini kena awal salah kena ada space. Yang ni tak payah space, tak payah apa. Okay, dia adalah different schools. APA cakap macam mana? Kalau APA table format, this is APA lah, my dissertation. I'm using mine because I fully use full APA. Memang, and somebody will check, ada orang akan check ni. Oh, ni tak cukup double spacing, ni tak cukup mana. So you have to they return to you. And if you notice, kalau landscape, usually when we use betul-betul the if we put page number, the page number will be here. But because we want to print later, landscape picture, kalau kita buat, dia akan masuk ke sini, 198. This is just for you to know lah. Okay, and this is all APA based. Semua guna APA. Okay. This is real from APA book. I bought Kindle version lah of the APA. Yang ni 7 chapter ni. Okay. You can see. But right now I'm more into your content. APA to slowly but surely, of course, try to meet the format. At least the references. Apa penulisan semua tu, in-text citation, of course, APA. Those two I really, I'm gonna stress out on that. Because your in-text citation kan, etal ke, tak etal ke, kan, bracket ke tak bracket, yang tu kena lah. But the table format tu whatever, I don't really care yet. As long as everything is aligned. I want to focus on the content first. Okay. So sekarang 10.52. Okay. Rehat 5 minit. Sekejap saja. Okay. 5 minutes. 10:57. I'll start. Okay. Sama sikit lagi. This time I just want to brief you the slides. Okay. The one that I shared, the whole link. Okay. Okay. So if you notice on online learning, also on WhatsApp, I give you one link to my Dropbox. Basically, you will have access to all of this. For publication, apa? Oh, okay. So this is actually um, a slideshow where I get from how to conduct different kinds of research articles if you are interested. But that one is okay. But this one, research methods 1, 2, 3, 4. These are actually meant to be supplementary materials, because like I said, we cover almost, every time we talk about this, always like sampling and stuff. And for me, because this is undergraduate level, for me to go through all this in detail is bad, it's kind of like berat lah, akan berat. Jadi you read on your own, but then akan ada basically choose the specific thing. Kalau based on whatever you read in chapter 2, your reading list and stuff, see what are previous studies did what, so you get the idea on what you want to do. So this is again planning, ini perancangan. Okay, you don't have to conduct it, but try to make it practical punya planning, not too ambitious. Tiba-tiba nanti kata saya nak pergi ke interview ke seluruh Malaysia. Okay, that's I know it's kind of like very ambitious lah. Okay, so try to make it small scale but achievable. Okay, dia ada SMART. SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, are relevant, and time, within time frame. So SMART lah, we follow that convention, SMART thing. If you notice, this one is actually research methods. This one is okay. This is sampling. Sampling. How do you shop for groceries? I start with this. So basically, it's actually when you shop for groceries, you are actually choosing your sample. Some people just randomly pick from the rack. Some people have a list, purposely what you're going to get. Some people go, cluster. Okay, I'm going to go this shelf and she's going to go this shelf. Some people just go, again, like I said, random, but maybe random with stratified, because we go, this one based on what she wants, and this one based on what mommy wants, this one what daddy wants. And some people are just like, I get as much as I can. This is snowballing, or like this. Okay, so this is how you are doing this thing. And again, ini pasal sampling lah, sample. Population kita kata seluruh Amerika contoh. Kemudian kita nak ambil sampelnya hanyalah sedikit. Mungkin negeri kat sini we call it Massachusetts, the state of Massachusetts. Okay, and within the state of Massachusetts, how you want to access those sample? You have a filing or record. This is actually your sampling frame. And then betul-betul yang masuk dalam study, this is your sample. So basically from your population, your sample is actually maybe tiny part representative of your population. Okay, so yang ni again sampling terms. Banci, Malaysia we have census. Banci, Malaysia, of course Indonesia, every state, every country will have census. Okay, you will go to their Department of Statistics and stuff and get the idea. Ni bila masuk sampling frame. Sampling frame ni basically where do you get your studies? From apa? Record dekat alumni ke. Okay, if you are searching for student of UUM, go check at the alumni center, or go check to the student affairs department to see how many UUM students registered here or living in the what call it, in a CIS or residential college, on campus, or how many students from mobility students from UHAMKA. We check, maybe not the student affairs, maybe penyelaras SOE, School of Education. They know penyelaras undergrad yang deal with mobility students, so they know. So okay, so you have all this, so you know where you get the data. So kat sini ialah daftar pemilih lah for those voters. Okay, and some people have this kind of filing, some people have digital punya database and stuff. Okay, dentist like patient record. Those are actually sampling frame. Okay, and again, this is a bit statistics. Parameter we use to represent population because we don't know the real. Most of the time we don't know exactly, so we just use Greek letters to show that the uncertainty, but it's big. Okay, statistics ni kita dah mula guna this kind of notation lah. It's all about statistics. Okay, mean, ini become mu, mean. Okay, the sigma here becomes standard deviation. Okay, sigma square become var, variance. N big becomes n small to show that this is the sample of the item. Okay, error means sampling tak represent the population, and we want to reduce sampling error. It means it has to represent your whole population. If you are actually, your population consider of multicultural, multi-ethnic, whatever, but you are actually maybe sampling Malay saja. So there are sampling errors. Or you have Indonesian and Malaysian, but you're only sampling Malaysian. So the error, it doesn't represent the whole population. Okay, sample means it represent everybody. Yang ni is sometimes it can be error sebab kadang-kadang two people have two phone numbers. So you thought they are two different people. Okay. I'm not putting it bigger because I actually want to skip all this part. This is sampling. The bigger picture of sampling, quanti and quali. When we talk about quantitative, it can be probability and non-probability. And when we talk about probability, means we have elements of random sampling. Means at some point you are actually randomly picking up everybody. You don't choose. Okay, anybody on the street yang tengah berjalan sekarang ni, I go open the door and then I found Atifa outside. Atifa, come and answer my survey. Okay, I found Zuhra. Zuhra, come and answer my survey. Okay, non-probability macam tadi lah, purposive, purposeful, convenience, and quota. Ada quota dah, memang confirm dah. You just have to select. Qualitative, it can be many types. So some people use snowball and some people use purposive. Purposive can also be qualitative punya sampling. Okay, and if you want to know more detail, like sini lah. Okay, ada two types and everything. All of these are all talking about sampling. This is it. Random. Ambil je. Anybody. Macam kita cabutan bertuah. It's random. Okay, ada systematic, ada macam-macam lah, stratified dan sebagainya. Stratified is usually the one that we are actually like lah, sebab dia the representative. Sebabnya stratified kadang-kadang kita randomly sample, although we randomly sample many times, we get only all Malays. So in order to help reduce the error, we group first. Dalam sampling tu ada berapa ramai Malay, ada berapa ramai Malaysian, ada berapa ramai Indonesian. Okay, now we're going to randomly sample from Malaysian satu group, and then Indonesian we're going to randomly sample from Indonesian for certain. So we get two definitely. Kadang-kadang sometimes cabutan bertuah pun dapat apa group yang sama je kan, contoh. Okay, those kind of things. These are all questions and stuff, cadangan dan sebagainya lah. How you going to do stratified sampling. Okay, how you going to calculate and stuff. Ini ada apa cluster sampling macam tadi lah, zone, ikut zone. But tadi dia tak cakap cluster sampling because she's not doing random sampling, she's using purposive because even though she's going by zone, ada zone tengah, zone we have zone east coast, we have northern zone, but she knows where to go to the rehab center. Or dia nak pergi rehab center satu ni je. So it's purposive. It's not, it's nothing to do with random sampling. Okay. I need you deserve a break if you go through because it's heavy. If you are here, I ask usually we play candy. To ask you sampling from a group of candy. Okay, usually that's how I will do. But yeah, it's like I said, non-probability. You choose convenience. This is purposive. Again, this is the takeaway again. We have comprehensive. You take everybody you can. Macam tadi tu, I think Nisha is going with the comprehensive in snowball. Okay, because she said that is actually purposive. I think, but purposive, I think she goes with comprehensive is better to define, to describe dia punya study tadi. Sebab dia pergi ambil semua sekolah jugalah, majority sebab dia 54. They try to take 10 in Besut. Okay, that's a lot lah. Okay, and comprehensive in terms of like she's going with the teachers, head teachers and student. Okay, but of course, her definition of snowball might be greater sebab dia mungkin tanya orang banyak lah tentang snowball ni. Who's gonna be joining? Who do you suggest? Please suggest. Okay. Ni ada lagi lah. Purposeful sampling. Qualitative pun ada purposeful sampling. This is snowball. Okay. Means the more you know people, the more you get your sample. Okay, this is actually the type. It could be extreme case, intense case, unique case. Okay, sometimes when you be purposive, you want what? What type of, how you want to choose? I want those who are extreme drug addict. I want those who are actually super smart, genius. Extreme juga lah tu. Okay, special case, I want those who macam criteria tadi. I want those who attended 3 sessions only. That is very based on by type. Okay, unique case. Okay, effects, because who you decide to choose will decide your findings. So that's why it's very important. You have to be enough sample size, especially quantitative. Kena cukup, kena ramai. Okay, the more the better. So tapi more people, more money, more time, more whatever. Okay, more whatever. I mean more. Everything will be dragged. Okay, it's not more whatever. Okay. Everything will have consequences. Okay. Subject motivation. Why? Did you give money? Did you offer them a post? If you join my study, I will definitely give you a promotion. Okay. So why? Sometimes they are not voluntary. Sometimes if they are volunteering, yang tu pun problem juga. Those who volunteer usually, those who have high self-efficacy. Those who have high self-efficacy will usually provide better results. Okay. Siapa yang join tu lah. Sampling bias, we just certain sets. Ambil yang pandai-pandai je join. Okay. Ni lah nak masuk untuk wakil sekolah untuk tunjuk dalam tim Sampiza. It's normal. Response variability. Kena pelbagai lah your sample. Volunteer ni. Kenapa? Why they volunteer? Why they don't volunteer? Who they are. Yang ni yang kata, how do you decide? Yang Craigie and Morgan tadi tu yang first paper tadi, Azhar, about the drug addict tu, the adolescent tu. So here there are some links by Craigie and Morgan. This is the infamous punya table lah. Tak kisah Craigie and Morgan ke, research advisors ke, but basically statistics. Kan? Dia kata tadi population dia ada berapa? 14,000 ke apa? 1,400 lah, 1,500. So here lah, dia kata kalau the adolescents with drug problems, 1,400 something kan. So basically around here. So she said that, okay, you're going to take this one, 306. So but I'm going to make it, for 333. So that ada buffer lah sikit, kokok lah kalau within that 306. If you ambil lebih tak apa, ambil kurang jangan. Then you will get your error 5%. Margin of error, but you have the confidence interval, the 95% confidence interval. If you want to be more stringent, you take this one. 99% with 0.1 or 1% of margin of error. So kalau ada 1,500 here, if you are using, you can see that tadi 1,500 mana ni? Okay. Kita ambil yang paling stringent, betul-betul you have to have this one. Nampak tak beza? The more similar to the population, the least the error. So you are 99% confident that your sampling is really representing your population. Tapi Azhar tadi she's being practical. Kita tak beranilah nak ambil nak janji 1,300 kan. Jenuh lah. So 306. And 306 is sufficient for quantitative. Okay. So this is how you read lah. But you have to know like, at least you know population size. How do you know? You go check your from the macam pusat data. Okay, tengok agak-agak berapa orang. And usually it's really now dengan IoT, big data and stuff, you will be able to find the population size. Sekarang ni if education in Malaysia, we always have this statistics book. Ini pun I think I'll put in this note. Buku perangkaan ni. Buku perangkaan ni, I'll put here. So you will have this also in your Dropbox. Buku perangkaan ni every year, every November 2021, KPM in Malaysia will have. I think Indonesia will also have similar, especially with your Menteri Pendidikan. He's very proactive. I think he will definitely put everything online and made available for the public. Nadim, right? The Menteri Pendidikan Indonesia, Dr. Nadim. Did I get him right? Does he have doctorate? Boleh Google again. Come on, tengok. I don't know why. Yeah, Nisa cakap betul. I have problem after I upgrade to Windows 11 ni, my Adobe ni jadi lambat. But basically buku perangkaan ni basically a statistics lah. How many enrollment, how many teachers, how many schools within that year. Okay, so you have this. So jangan kata saya tak tahu population. Okay, so but for your school, for your case, usually you ask for UUM students and stuff. So you usually have from roughly. Okay, see dah baru keluar. So you have lah, ada berapa page? 3,300 lebih kot. So you have this kecilnya. Bilangan dan peratusan enrollment institusi pendidikan kerajaan di Malaysia ada, setiap negeri pun ada, setiap daerah pun ada kadang-kadang. Okay, so you'll see. Okay, and kalau nak cari data pun ada dah. Berapa bilangan sekolah, nama sekolah semua ada dekat online. I'll see whether I can find that. There you go. Kalau those who go to school lah, those who plan to go to school, see ada senarai skor semua dalam Excel ni, all the data. Okay, and share on chat. Buat siapa nak guna. Okay, semua ada. Okay, that's habis pasal sampling. I need exercise lah if you want to try about non-proportional and non-proportional stratified random sampling. Ni untuk orang asli. Kita ada data ni macam mana, so how you gonna do this stratified sampling? Okay. Okay. Yang ni research method tu ni more on okay. Yang ni, like I said, tadi tu just focus on sampling. Yang the real method, you already take quantitative class. So yang ni just how you conduct correlation and stuff lah. And I show here, ambil satu je yang selalu lah student master buat, correlational studies dan juga interview. Kalau qualitative, usually people will interview. Okay, so here you can see correlation. What is it? I think those who have taken assessment with me, you've seen these slides and you've tried Pearson at least, you know, the item response, item total correlation and sebagainya. The corrected item total correlation to find item discrimination, that's actually correlation lah. Interview, what is interview and how types of questions that you want to ask, whether you want to be informal, sembang-sembang, okay, or standardized. Memang standardized tu memang you just give Google form, tanya, apakah pendapat anda? Sila isikan tempat kosong. That's the standardized. Semi-structured, you have set of questions that you will follow. Semua orang, if you have 3 interviewers, you will use 3 guna yang sama. Okay, inilah fixed response ni. Interview guide approach adalah dia punya, they give guide. I want to know this kind of things. Question you ask, I don't care. Okay, so could be. So for me, I use a lot in program evaluation lah. So when I ask questions about how they adapt, this one is my example of transcription. Masa tu kena buat dengan, of course lah, sampai sekarang pun kena buat dengan tangan lagi. But sampai now we have the voice recognition tu. When we talk, especially on WebEx, if you don't know, recordings, if it's conducted in English, it will also give you the transcription. Maksudnya they tell, if I'm talking in English now, they are actually transcribing, they give you text document saying that this is what she said, word by word. Sampai macam tu sekali lah basically. That's in English only. Kalau Malay memang dia tak tahu. Tapi if most session is conducted in English, the VTT file will pop up in WebEx. Just so you know. Tapi masa ni kena buat apa, seorang-seorang kena dengar sampai sejam. Sejam ni nak kena transcribe dalam seminggu kot. Ada penat sebab it's not that long. It's hard to unless you really masa dengar interview tu you just transcribe. Macam kat court. Dia cakap je ada orang tengah duduk. Tak. So you get it immediately. Okay, tak adalah penat sangat kerja. So yang ini macam mana how you do themes and stuff lah bila analysis nanti. Okay, limitations and strength and stuff. That's it. Ini supporting ya. Just cadang, I choose one on interview, one on correlation. And at the end, as a survey. And ini how you actually decide your survey and stuff. Okay. Ada questions lah, how you want to measure frequency. Nak guna skill apa, measure quantity, feelings. Okay, I think this one, some of you have seen this. How to measure creativity and people are on the trait. Okay, yang ini belajar dekat class assessment or measurement selalunya. Okay, and you are actually asking them stuff, different stuff. Ini constructing skills, kan ni Thurston scale. Dia guna macam ni. Okay, agree, disagree. Likert scale, macam mana. Some people, kenapa suka strongly agree. Ada yang suka buat sampai 7. Ada yang buat sampai 10. Okay, so yang ni macam mana. Siapa yang suka buat macam ni. Okay, ni contoh strongly agree, disagree 4 saja. Completely true, never, rarely. Yang ni when you want to see frequency, when you want to see behavior, usually kita tak boleh kata setuju tak setuju lah. We ask frequency. Pernah, jarang, selalu, pernah buat tak? Have you done? Okay, yang ni nak tunjuk pasal cikgu ni macam mana dia nak control that child's activity. I control every of my child's activity. Always. Maksudnya dia pernah buat lah. Selalu dia akan control. Kalau dia tak kata, tak apalah, buatlah apa nak buat, never. Okay, so this kind of things. Emotion, some people use emoji. Yeah, why not? Okay, of course you want to quantify them balik. Yang ni muka macam garang sangat ni, 1. Muka macam tak puas hati sangat, tapi tak adalah marah sangat, nombor 2. Okay, those kind of things. Okay, ni macam nak buat sen. Yang ni Gutman. Gutman ni untuk yang benda yang soalan yang agak sensitif. Okay, do you drink alcohol? Do you smoke marijuana? Yang ni semua kan. Yang ini very very sensitive lah, those kind of things. Kadang-kadang student tak mau, participants tak mau be truthful. Have you cheated on your wife? Contoh. Ini semantic list. Kat mana yang suka? I like, okay, teachers, these teachers, organize ke tak organize? Rate me. Okay, rate your instructor. Okay, she's cold, she's warm. Okay, which one? So yang ni guna adjective lah, kata sifat. How you rate. You can do many types of instrument, but you have to justify. Okay, yang ni kalau factual data, berapa banyak race and ethnicity? Kalau dekat Amerika tu white, European origin, white from Middle East, black, African American, Asian Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, sebab yang lain semuanya Asian, semua ni. Non-Asian, Native Hawaiian, Guamian, Samoan, all this kind of things. Okay, banyak ni, blurring the macam mana you come up. Kalau kata dekat KPM, dia tanya ni, etnik Sabah, etnik Sabah ada Bajau, Kadasan semua, Bumi Putra Sarawak. Terus Sarawak semua Bumi Putra Sarawak. So that's how KPM buatlah masa dalam APDM. Ni untuk anak saya punya apa? Untuk masa apa I fill up that part. This one when I know my students come from Far East Asia, from Middle East and stuff. Okay, I think it's socio-economic. How do you know 3, B40, M40, 2T20? Okay. If you look at this, see? Measurement dimensions. Nak tengok feelings. Very positive. Kadang-kadang ada yang feelings thermometer. I am exploding tengah marah ni. Okay, I'm rating myself 10. My mood for today, maybe dia punya tajuk. Okay. So all this ni cadangan measurement lah. Ada banyak apa fakta semua, but you have to see, maybe try to find something established first rather you want to create your own at this point. Cari instrumen yang dah ada. Okay, I think that's last one. Sikit lagi nak tunjuk. Okay, last one ni, validity ni. Validity ethics ni selalunya kita masukkan dalam chapter 3 lah. Okay, tapi basically people want to know, okay, this is, if you notice tadi macam Nisha tadi dia bagi tahu, okay, kena ada consent form, this is what I'm gonna do, tu ethics tu, how you want to make sure you're not gonna be biased. Okay, researcher role is embedded lah. Okay, dah termasuk sekali lah. I'm gonna make sure sebenarnya masuk tiga. Okay, but this one also you read because some people, okay macam ni, you want to, how to make sure the sensitivity bila macam ni kan, too many things that you want to, how you can detect differences. You want to make sure you want to maximize the variance, but you don't want to have error. You want to minimize the error. Okay. Other factor yang you don't want to add into your statements, other variables that you don't want to have, you control. Okay. Oh yeah, let me save whatever Azaz and Isha's dalam Dropbox. So you will find it in the Dropbox. The link, the same link with the notes. Azza and Nisha's, and I'll try to find those other examples yang from yang agak mudah sikit, okay, yang, but this one is good, I think, good start for you to have, okay. How people will, if you have don't know, okay, all this kind, ni macam survey lah, tadi apa validity tu, yang ni, dia adalah macam sebab you want to make sure your, this is strong power or whatever you giving. Ni kalau kita buat ni lah eksperimen kan, kita bagi modul kat kanak-kanak, macam mana kita nak tahu efektif tak efektif. This one type 1 error, type 2 error. Validity lah. Yang ni validity lain sikit daripada validity masa assessment. Yang ni validity, anything that will affect variables. Kita nak kata IV ni, independent variable ni, ataupun counselling, sesi counselling kelompok bagus untuk self-efficacy drug addict. Okay, but tapi ada benda-benda lain yang kacau lah factor, but we want to control that in quantitative. In qualitative, we welcome everybody is important. Okay, that's why people say it's rich and it has more what you call it, credible. Ni yang IRAS tadi ni, yang kalau if you want to go to IRAS MOE means if you MOE, if you want to check buat permohonan lah EPRD, tengok dia kata kutipan data tidak melibatkan murid kelas peperiksaan. Penyelidikan tidak mengandungi unsur sensitif. Tidak mengganggu aktiviti pengajaran. Ni, observation. Pengutipan data tidak melibatkan pemerhatian oleh penyelidik serta rakaman video aktiviti pengajaran dan pembelajaran dalam bilik darjah. Maksudnya tak boleh observe. Okay, so start pohon. So that's it. Ini kualitatif, apa ethical approach dia semua ada. How to make sure kita tak, these are all a lot, okay, and you have to go through. Bila nak buat, you tengok, okay, nak buat apa, then it's going to be meaningful rather than I'm going to lecture. So I'll give everything dah, pokok perkat, then I'll add something for you for PD, okay, things for proposal defense, just several slides untuk panduan. And again, slide, try not to exceed 15 minutes. Kalau Viva pun 15 minutes, 5 minit Q&A. Ataupun, bukan 5 minit lah. Presentation tu 15 minit yang dah habis tu dia akan take. So you have 5 minutes just to finalize. That's why you have to keep up. So basically, if you present, I'll show some kind of like, what emoji I'm going to use. I'm going to use fire ke? Kan macam, okay, 5 more minutes. Macam, okay, time to speed up. Okay. So I think that should be it. Yeah, it's 11:26. Thank you very much. Siapa yang nak tanya soalan, you can stay. I'm going to stay. Those who are okay, you can leave. Okay. What does, yang tu tanda-tanda simbol apa? Oh, thanks. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, everyone. See you next week with 6 groups presenting. Kita mula try pukul, kalau 9 lah, 9. Okay, kalau 8:30 tu awal sangat kan. 9, try or be ready. Slides, 3 chapters, what you plan to do. Dan masa tu lah ada sikit-sikit if I can comment and everything. Kalau boleh bagi slide awal lagi bagus. Okay. Kalau tak boleh, it's okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Doktor, kiranya
boleh.
kami
Boleh,
kami perlu masukkan semua subtopik tu dalam slide kan, Doktor?
Boleh, Cia? Sorry, tak berapa jelas ya. Sekali lagi.
Doktor boleh dengar?
Better sekejap. Oh, because I forgot I reduce my speakers Okay, lagi sekali je.
So, kiranya kami perlu masukkan semua subtitle yang ada tu dalam slide kita kan, slide kami kan.
No, not really je. Ambil yang penting yang macam tadi lah, macam research question, operational definition pun try to reduce into one slide kalau boleh, satu-satu benda tu. But for example, literature review, you don't have to share everything. Ambil yang betul-betul penting for your variable. Boleh je?
Oh, okay, faham betul. Tapi
Not each subtitle, because I can read your report. Saya boleh tengok report kalau nak tengok, nak baca. Tapi how you gonna tell the story? Macam kan Patriot Act, dia macam tell the story and stuff. Macam why is it problematic? Why we want to research this topic? Adalah bagi tahu problem statement sikit. Yang mesti ada problem statement, research question, literature review dan juga method sikit. Okay, tapi why? Why you want to do it? What are the research questions? Macam mana how you want to answer the question? Macam mana Cia nak jawab balik soalan kajian tu? Dan kenapa pentingnya nak buat kajian tersebut? Dan apa study-study yang cakap lah kata kepentingan untuk buat.
okay, faham doktor. Doktor, sebenarnya untuk grup kami kan ada sedikit masalah untuk chapter 3 ini. Sebabkan nak bincang dengan doktor saya sebabkan hari itu sebab kami still confused dengan qualitative dengan quantitative method.
Okay, tell me.
What instrument that we choose is use questionnaire and interview. But that questionnaire, like we must ask in open question, right? Like tak boleh guna setuju atau tidak setuju, something like that.
Boleh. Tapi bergantung kepada soalan Cia. Sekejap, Cia buat apa? Saya ingat balik, saya ada list Cia punya group. Cia punya pembelajaran dalam talian semasa pandemik COVID kan?
Ya,
Kan?
betul.
Okay. So, Cia nak tengok perspektif guru dan ibu bapa. Okay. Jadi, Cia nak interview guru ataupun survey guru. Ibu bapa, Cia nak bagi mereka jawab survey ataupun Cia nak bagi mereka interview. Cia nak interview ibu bapa dan guru ni. Yang mana satu?
Kami nak buat soal selidik terhadap ibu bapa dan interview terhadap guru.
So mixed method. So basically guru interview sebab nak tanya banyak benda kan. Tapi ibu bapa tanya sebab ibu bapa terlalu ramai. That's a good suggestion. So bila buat tanya ibu bapa ni mungkin tanya instrumen lah, setuju tidak setuju boleh. Tapi persepsi, bila anda tengok persepsi, tanya mungkin kadang-kadang dia boleh juga tanya dua soalan, dua survey. Satu survey tanya persepsi, satu lagi tanya tentang penglibatan mereka pun boleh sikit walaupun ada persepsi kan, sebab sejauh manakah berapa kerapkah anda membantu anak anda untuk kelas dalam talian, berapa kerapkah anda memantau. Jadi kerap tak kerap, jadi mereka itu dah jadi macam cara mereka, penglibatan mereka sikit lah. Kalau persepsi ni boleh setuju tidak setuju saja.
Tapi doktor ini pun kira dalam qualitative method kan?
Kuanti. Kalau Cia nak survey dan sekejap, saya rasa saya dah baca Cia punya chapter 1. Tengok chapter 1 Cia. Silap. chapter 1 je. Soalannya saya tengok. Apakah isu, apakah perspektif guru terhadap, okey, kalau macam ni, kalau soalan apakah perspektif, jadi dia kena decide lah. Kalau ibu bapa dia nak buat survey, boleh. Cuma bila kita survey tu dia open ended lah, sebab dia nak tanya perspektif. Dia tak mau tanya apakah tahap kepuasan ibu bapa terhadap pembelajaran. Jadi ini semuanya kualitatif. Walaupun dia buat survey, mungkin dia minta mereka isi lah. Isi survey tu dalam open ended. Tak tanya setuju tidak setuju.
Maknanya perlu macam mereka buat ulasan semua tu lah.
Bila kata even though dia nak bagi Google Form, tapi Google Form tu macam tadi lah, dia mungkin open ended, very structured. Maksudnya memang tak ada pemeriksa, tidak ada yang tanya soalan. Mereka hanya jawab berdasarkan apa pendapat mereka dalam Google Form. Jadi dia akan dapat respon mereka secara bertulis, dan itu ialah kualitatif. Jadi apakah isu pembelajaran ni, dia nak tanya siapa? Okay. Isu pembelajaran ni mungkin Cia akan ambil daripada perspektif lah. Perspektif guru dan ibu bapa. Apakah isu-isu pembelajaran dalam talian yang berlaku semasa pandemik COVID-19 yang dikenal pasti oleh guru dan ibu bapa? Kemudian isu. Apakah perspektif? Mungkin guru nak tanya dari segi kepuasan daripada masalah, tapi mungkin soalan 2 dan 3 sudah menjawab soalan 1. Ataupun apakah isu-isu pembelajaran dalam talian yang berlaku semasa pandemik COVID-19 berdasarkan perspektif guru? Apakah isu-isu pembelajaran dalam talian yang berlaku semasa pandemik COVID-19? Sorry, yes. Can I share your chapter 1 here with people? With those who are
Boleh,
still
doktor.
here?
Tak apa, doktor.
So, ini persoalan kajian Cia kan? Chapter 1.
Ya.
So, yang ni mungkin Cia boleh just slash, just buat, you just combine. Apakah isu-isu pembelajaran dalam talian yang berlaku semasa pandemik COVID-19 berdasarkan perspektif guru? Kemudian soalan kedua, apakah isu-isu pembelajaran dalam talian yang berlaku semasa pandemik COVID-19 berdasarkan ataupun dari perspektif ibu bapa? 2 saja soalan, dua-dua tu ialah satu dia interview, satu lagi buat soalan dalam bentuk Google Doc, tapi soalan tersebut juga berbentuk open ended. Tapi soalan tersebut mungkin jangan tanya apakah perspektif anda, apakah masalah yang anda hadapi, apakah masalah yang anak anda hadapi, apakah kebaikan yang anda dapati, pendapat anda, apakah kebaikan, apakah keburukan. Mungkinlah itu soalan dalam Google Doc. Dalam guru pula mungkin lebih lagi lah. Apakah cadangan anda ke sebagai guru? Ini mungkin boleh tanya cadangan juga. So itu soalan-soalan yang akan ditanya. Selalunya kalau kajian-kajian lepas pun bagaimana mereka tanya perspektif guru dan ibu bapa? Apakah soalan-soalan yang mereka tanya? Sebab perspektif ni besar. Dalam perspektif tu boleh tanya cadangan, boleh tanya pendapat, boleh tanya keburukan, kebaikan, masalah, boleh tanya kekuatan, Jadi dia berbentuk kualitatif.
Oh, okey, faham doktor. Jadi kan kami kena create soalan tu, lepas tu terletak dalam instrumen kajian.
Protokol. Jadi instrumen kajian dia ialah untuk menjawab soalan 2, ini soalan-soalan interviewnya. Soalan 3 kami akan bagi dalam Google Form ke ataupun kertas ke untuk mereka jawab, edar ke rumah ke. Tapi edar ke rumah tu macam nak dapat balik kan? Selalu kita bagi Google Form lah kepada guru supaya guru boleh bagi pada ibu bapa untuk menjawab. Itu
Jadi macam
cadangan lah.
doktor dalam research design tu saya tulis ketiga-tiga objektif ini. Jadi saya kena ubah lain jadi 2.
Bukan. Dalam persoalan kajian, dia tulis jadi 2. Dalam research design, desainnya kualitatif lah. Kajian kualitatif.
Oh, okey, faham betul.
Kualitatif menggunakan temu bual bersemuka ataupun temu bual secara online melalui Webex dengan guru atau Google Meet. Kemudian dengan ibu bapa soalan temu bual berstruktur menggunakan survey Google Form. Contoh.
Tapi doktor, bilangan soalan tu berdasarkan kami sendiri kan?
Ya, betul.
Okey.
Berdasarkan kajian-kajian lepas kata apa, ada masalah, ada isu. Jadi soalan-soalan tu lebih kepada tu lah. Kajian-kajian lepas punya pendapat lah juga. Punya dapatan jugalah. Okay.
Jadi doktor, kalau kan buat interview macam tu kan, macam mana pula kalau nak analisis data itu?
Analisisnya kan ada tadi ada tematik, boleh ada. Selalunya kalau interview ni kita guna tematik analisis lah. Kita cari terus apa cadangan. Jadi dia akan kata sama ada itu tematik analisis ataupun content analisis maksudnya dia dah tahu dah apa nak tanya, apa nak ambil. Tapi tematik analisis tu ialah lebih kepada dia dapatkan keseluruhan ni apa temanya. Mungkin ada 2 tema. Ibu bapa kata ada cabaran yang tentang gadget. Dan kedua pemantauan. Ibu bapa kata cabaran untuk memantau. Itu tema kedua. Itu saja 2 tema. Ibu bapa kata macam tu. Ada yang ada mungkin bila kita analisis kita tengok ada juga ibu bapa kata kebaikan kerana saya dapat memantau anak saya dengan baik. Ada yang kata kebaikan, ada yang kata keburukan. Kalau je tengok yang ni tadi nota kita. Ni interview. Okay. Interview kan ada macam-macam. Ni ada close fixed survey response, survey interview kan. Bila bagi interview dalam interview dalam survey. Kemudian ni macam mana kita nak analyse. Ni guna analisis lah. Banyaklah cara kan in vivo ke. Yang pentingnya kita nak tengok apakah tema yang terhasil daripada tema yang terhasil daripada yang kita tengok ni. So kat sini dia kata kat sini ni contoh daripada interview contohnya. Ini tujuan dia, ini saya nak tengok cara pelajar antarabangsa adjustment lah cara mereka menyesuaikan diri dengan pembelajaran di Amerika Syarikat. Sebab masa tu I was an international student juga dekat Amerika. So I want to learn that. Here they said kat sini mereka kata it's hard to join discussion in class if you are not fluent in English. Sometimes when you read books it's taking longer than your American friend when you have to keep checking definition from dictionary. So kat sini English is important in academic process. Go to Walmart, have to speak English. Go everywhere, I have to use English. Go Walmart tu maksudnya Tesco ke kan, macam dia punya mall lah. Okay, English is important to socialize. Okay, so importance of English. At the end kita dapat kata, okay. But this one you don't have to do this, you just cadangkan. Ada banyak cara lah untuk buat. So boleh tengok juga cara analisis. Selalunya interview kita akan buat thematic analysis lah. It's easy.
Okay.
At the end temanya ialah kesemua ni daripada kita dapat semua ni temanya apa? Maksudnya isi pentingnya ialah participants adjustment issues in America. Yang pertama ialah kepentingan bahasa Inggeris. Untuk menyesuaikan diri di Amerika kena ada bahasa Inggeris. Kedua, style pembelajaran. Sebab kita di Asia dulu kat sini. I think it's a culture difference. For example, in my country, I'm not sure about what I'm asking. I'd rather not say something. I like to say something that's really insightful, that's really meaningful. Prefer not to talk during class. Do not ask questions during class. Okay, some people, masa ni I was asking a Chinese student from China. Okay, she said, I prefer not to talk if I don't understand what I say. I try to find it first. Sebabnya it's learning style. Kalau American, dia tanya aja. Dia tak kisah pun. Okay, learning style. Okay, yang ni dia kata social interaction, difficult to socialize with Americans. I like to talk to American friends, but it is tiring for me after half an hour because I have to translate my native language into English in head. Dia kena translate every time. Dia nak cakap apa dalam bahasa Cina, dia translate dulu baru dia cakap. So dia penat lah. So hard to socialize. Professor-student interaction. Dia kata ada power distance orientation. Kalau dekat China, dia kata I won't talk back to my professor. Sometimes dekat China, kita panggil professor. Dekat US, you can call first name. You can call me Liana instead of doctor. Okay, for example, you can. Okay, in the class also you can call me Liana. Okay, it's normal. Or you can call first name. So there's no power distant orientation. Okay, so dia kata, I respect my advisor, I respect what he told me, I will follow what he said, I will not argue, but I feel like American students and professors have equal control when they talk. So that's what she said. Okay, comfortable with non-American. So I like to go and socialize with non-American. My advisor would take me to his friends so that I have opportunities to mingle with Americans. But like my level, usually I go with Chinese. So kalau ada Chinese people from there, I will go to talk to Chinese people, not to go to talk to Americans. Okay, this is example lah from my own study lah. Lepas dah tanya lah, ni masa data analysis lah, chapter 4. Okay, you are doing chapter 3 but you plan, okay, I'm going to do thematic analysis. Tapi benda-benda ni semua based on my previous literature. Literature cakap macam ni. Student susah nak adjust. Student international susah nak adjust kat Malaysia because of that. Okay. Jadi kat sini adjustment, patut ada satu program tu pasal ada program untuk menyesuaikan diri lah. Selalu kita buat orientasi lah. Yang ni dia kita ada satu program dekat my university called interlink program. Interlink program ni will help international students to improve. So kat sini I asked lah what happened, what she did. So this one, what she did lah. Okay, so this is what I found from what she said, and I make my own coding, and even I group them into what's going on. Actually, tiga-tiga ni semua ni nak cakap apa? At the end, dua-dua ni is actually tema dia, positive experiences. Okay, Kaja?
So far so good, Doctor.
Awesome. I'm glad.
And
Okay, ada lagi?
Doctor,
Ya.
untuk hari presentation 1st February tu kan, Doctor sikit attendance tak? Sebab hari tu Chinese New Year first day.
Oh. Oh no. Ya Allah.
Tapi tak apa Doctor. Just keep going.
Sat. Sorry. No. Kalau Chinese New Year tak boleh buat kelas. We have to do, okay. 1st February, no class. Definitely. Sorry, my bad. I forgot totally about Chinese New Year. I know it's Chinese New Year, tapi for some reason, I thought like, sorry, Chia and the rest.
Tapi tak apa, Doctor, saya
No,
bukan.
I cannot. No,
Oh,
I
okay.
cannot do class. It's not allowed to do class during public holidays. Kelas kita banyak public holidays. That's why. Okay, itu time pusam. Ini Chinese New Year. Oh, I'm so sorry, Chia. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna ask whether we can do Thursday. Nanti I tanya semua orang kita buat class Friday or something. We have to do class lah juga. Tapi kena ada makeup class. But I definitely cannot do 15. Good job, Chia. Thank you so much. My bad.
Tapi kalau Doktor semua orang present 8 hari bulan pun boleh kah? Sebab kan 15 minit only.
You think so? Okay, sounds good. Tapi
Kalau kok sempat lah, tak tahu.
Or I can give like what? YouTube. Boleh tak? Record dalam YouTube. Yeah, I'm just asking yang ada ni lah. Ya Allah. Sorry guys. I totally macam dah off track dah dengan time. Sorry. Semua orang diam, semua orang tak cakap apa-apa. Okay, tak apa. Thank you, Chia. Chinese New Year, no class. Suggestion. Tapi tak seronok lah kalau record YouTube kan. Kita try lah. Semua orang apa, tak boleh lah Chia. Saya rasa tak boleh. I nak give feedback sikit lagi and stuff.
Tapi Doktor kalau tengah-tengah ni, first day, second day tak buat kelas tapi third day, hari keempat tengah-tengah mungkin boleh ya. Sebab kebanyakan kan sudah pergi buka sekolah dah.
Sudah buka sekolah means?
Macam public holiday sudah cuti tu sudah habis lah maksudnya.
Mungkin doktor buat 7 Februari lepas tu 8 Februari sebab kuliah kita dah habis dah.
Boleh kah? Boleh. Kalau nanti
Boleh
saya tanya
saja.
dalam grup kan. Kalau ni Myra from Yuhamka lagi kena tanya. Okay, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'll ask in the groups lagi kata. Yeah. I'm so sorry guys. About 1st of February tak boleh buat kelas. Tak boleh buat kelas 2nd February, tak boleh buat kelas 7th February. Kita tanyalah pokok ada yang boleh buat masa 7th February. Thank you May. That's a good suggestion. Ja, thank you Ja. Kalau ada lagi ada suggestion. Ya Allah. Okay. Ini ada question lagi. Saya cakap dekat group. Kata 1st February tu Chinese New Year.
Betul, saya sekarang ni bukan ada question, saya ada satu permintaan, bukan rayuan.
Okay,
Boleh
boleh.
extend lagi, boleh extend lagi ya untuk chapter 3.
Boleh. Okay, bila sebab yang
Saya buat
pentingnya
salah banyak.
dia je.
Tak, doktor, saya rasa saya buat banyak mistake. Sebab
Oh,
tadi.
okay. Tak apa. Sebab yang pentingnya hantar last kali hari ni lah hantarkan last kali full chapter.
Ya.
Okay, tak apa. Okay, let's try hantar apa? Next week lah, next week. 8 Februari pun boleh lah. 8 Februari, no, I don't have time to read.
Tak apa, doktor. Mungkin Kamis Jumaat sebelum saya boleh.
Okay, sebelum present mungkin apa?
By this week ya, doktor.
Next week boleh. 4th. Full chapter 4th hari Jumaat ke? Hari Sabtu lah, hari Sabtu 5 hari bulan. Nanti kita tanya. Thank you Ja. 5 hari bulan 1 full chapter. Pelan-pelan lah. Okay. Tapi sempat lah nak online quiz tak buat lagi, tapi quiz I'm gonna give 10 questions saja. Tak terus pun online. Multiple choice. Maybe 10 or 20 questions. Pasal chapter 1 dengan chapter 2 saja. Chapter 3 sikit-sikit kot, dah ada 2 soalan. Itu saja. Okay. Yang tu pun buat bila-bila free. Kelas kita banyak cuti. Baru perasan. Okay. Okay. Boleh lah. So 5th of February. Lepas tu malam tu 7 hari bulan. Malam pula 7 hari bulan tu kita try buat make up class. To present. Sebab tak boleh lah nak cram everybody. Okay. Thank you. Let me write. Saya lupa nak cakap apa. Presentation 7 February. Kita tanya siapa boleh buat. So those who can, yang 8 February can go to 8. Okay. Yang 8 February can go to 7. Lepas tu 5th February last all chapters. So I'm going to add the link at PD punya notes in the notes. So kemudian 8 February. Quiz 20 multiple choice question or 10. We'll see. Okay. Okay, that's the convention. So yang ada soalan tentang proposal ada?
Setakat ni tak ada lagi, doktor. Tapi akan ada aku.
Okay. Tak apa, you contact me macam biasa je.
Okay, thank you, doktor.
Okay, boleh leave siapa yang nak leave. Kalau siapa ada lagi question, I can stay. I will stay.
Thank you,
Okay,
doktor.
I'm gonna remind me apa? Remind me lagi pokok kalau I tak reply, I'm gonna go immediately. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry.
Doktor, saya ada soalan.
Okay.
Kumpulan kami buat kualitatif, tapi untuk kami buat 2 kaedah kajian macam seasli dik, lepas tu temu bual. Jadi yang seasli dik tu kami buat untuk pelajar, untuk bertanya tentang faktor masalah disiplin tu, doktor. Lepas tu temu bual tu kami buat untuk guru, macam untuk tanya cadangan penyelesaian tu. Jadi betul ke doktor macam tu? Saya nak kepastian.
Buat masalah disiplin kan.
Betul, Doktor.
Lepas tu, okay, tanya siapa tadi? Guru dengan?
Guru dengan pelajar. Yang guru tu kami buat temu bual. Lepas tu yang pelajar tu kami buat soal selidik. Betul ke, Doktor?
Betul? Lepas tu soal selidik. Jadi survey ni, tapi tanyalah kan. Tanya dia apakah faktor lah kan. Kenapa anda macam, dia kualitatif lah macam Cia tadi. Dia bukan
Jadi
setuju tak setuju.
maknanya kami tak boleh buat macam bagi soalan, lepas tu bagi setuju tak setuju. Tak boleh lah, Doktor kan? Sebab kualitatif.
Sebab minta faktor, apakah faktor kan. Sebab takkan kita kata, apa? Jadi dia bentuk ya tidak lah. Sebab nanti minta cadangan pula. Cadangan. Jadi kena buat open ended lah. Soalan tu macam tadi. Macam bagi Google Form tapi mereka kena menulis jawapan.
Ya, kami tanya macam apakah faktor macam tu saja kan, Doktor?
Faktor apakah sebab adakah anda pernah melakukan kesalahan? Contohlah soalan dia. Okey, apakah faktor anda pada pendapat jika tidak pada pendapat anda apakah faktor anda terlibat dalam masalah disiplin?
Soalan
Okey.
tu mereka kena jawab tulis lah kan, Doktor? Tak ada yang tik-tik tu.
Tak ada
Okey,
sebabnya
Doktor.
sebab bila soalan ni apakah faktor, apakah cadangan? Kan pendapat guru, pendapat pelajar.
Kalau macam contoh buat sikit soalan okey kan, Doktor?
Boleh.
Sebab
Sebabnya soalan kualitatif tak perlu banyak. Yang penting dia menjawab. Kalau tanya kadang-kadang dia cakap student mungkin kena agak spesifik jugalah tanya soalan. Tapi kalau guru cakap tanya satu dia akan bagi semua. Dia
betul,
akan bagi
Doktor.
kan. Sebab tu buat interview baguslah. Kalau pelajar ni lah dia memang kena teliti sikit. Jika anda pernah, apakah kesalahan tersebut? Adakah kesalahan tersebut pada pendapat anda berat? Adakah apakah sebab? Pernahkah mungkin boleh tanya demografi dulu sebelum tu. Tanya SES, kadang-kadang kita boleh kaitkan dengan latar belakang keluarga, kan? Duduk susah ke? Adakah ibu bapa bercerai? Mungkin itu tanya soalan macam tu lah kalau dalam bentuk instrumen. Kalau nak tanya survey, tapi survey tu kita macam tanya, lepas tu kemudian bila kat bawah tu apakah cadangan yang anda boleh beri kepada pihak sekolah? Apakah inisiatif anda untuk tidak terlibat dalam masalah disiplin? Soalan-soalan macam tu lah, cadangan-cadangan soalan macam tu. Dan lihat juga kajian-kajian lepas macam mana dia bila dia soalan macam ni, apa soalan yang penting dia nak tanya.
Doktor, maknanya kami just tanya pendapat dia orang kan, Doktor? Macam tak ada betul, tak ada salah kan?
Tak ada salah. Sebab apa mereka bagi tahu tu semua penting. Kalau kualitatif, semua benda yang partisipan kita cakap tu semua penting. Sebab kadang-kadang mungkin dia akan jadi benda yang baru yang kita tak jangka pun. Mungkin dalam literature lain dia kata faktor ni sebab apa? Tiada masalah, tiada penglibatan ibu bapa, keruntuhan ekonomi institusi kekeluargaan, sikap pelajar malas. At the end ada satu mungkin tiba-tiba ada 2-3 pelajar kata saya kena sihir. Contoh. Okay, sebab tu saya buat masalah disiplin. Saya tak boleh kawal sebab saya mungkin yang tu memang lain benda lain lah. Mungkin kat satu-satu kawasan je lah. Itu unik lah. Mungkin keunikan tu akan jadikan salah satu faktor yang mungkin sebelum-sebelum ni orang tak pernah nak cakap pun masa tu. Tapi sekolah tu ada 2-3 orang dia memang kena mungkin faktor-faktor mistik. Ada. Pernah juga. Kami bukan sebab nak jahat tapi kami rasa tak boleh nak kawal diri. Contoh. Ada. Mungkinlah tapi ini bukan lain lah. Tapi soalan ni kita tanya apakah faktor lah. Kita tak tanyalah, tak fikirlah sampai macam tu sekali. Tapi ini kalau dapatannya kena selalu kita tengok soalan-soalan lepas lah. Kajian-kajian lepas dia tanya macam mana dan dapatan dia macam mana kita boleh agak lah dapatan-dapatan tersebut. Dan bila kita boleh agak tu kita boleh tahulah soalan-soalan nak tanya. Okay?
Okay, Doktor. Thank you, Doktor.
Yang lain nak tunggu lagi ke ataupun ada soalan lagi? Kita nak dengar soalan kawan untuk dapat Kalau
Tak,
tak.
saya tenang saja. Saya nak live dulu. Thank you, doktor.
Okay. Okay, saya pun nak left juga. Saya pun nak end meeting ah. Saya end meeting, boleh?
Thank you,
Just minute.
doktor.
Okay. Aida, Rati, Step.